Selamat malam, selamat datang di Property Smartalk bersama saya Ronny Wuisan sebagai host Anda. Beliau adalah orang yang muda, orang yang energetik, orang yang sangat mengandalkan result, dan orang yang sangat memberikan passionate-nya dia di dunia industri. Beliau saat ini di Indonesia, di Jakarta, akan meluncurkan produk terbarunya, yaitu sebuah condominium project di Alam Sutera bernama Lana. Nah, beliau adalah Bill Cheng, Presiden Direktur Brewin Mesa, sebuah developer baru di Indonesia yang didirikan oleh dua keluarga yang telah malang melintang membangun berbagai proyek di Asia Pasifik. Di 60 menit ke depan, kita akan membahas berbagai hal seputar Bill, seputar Brewin Mesa, dan Lana at Alam Sutera. Apa yang ingin ditawarkannya? Apa yang akan membuat dia berbeda di pasar Indonesia? Untuk informasi, Anda bisa mengunjungi www.brewinmesa.com. Video ini akan tersedia di YouTube mulai besok untuk Anda saksikan. Bill, good to see you in here. Welcome to Property Smartalk.
Thank you, Ronny.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Bill, I read your professional record. You are a property guy,
Yes.
in depth, in fact.
Yes.
But you were in Indonesia back in 2004 at PT Jati Development.
Yes.
All right. So, tell us briefly your career journey.
Well, Ronny, I graduated in 2000 from university. So my first job was with a Singapore government-owned investment company. The company invests in technology startup companies. So I spent 4 years there.
Okay.
And after 4 years, I realized my passion was not in technology. It was in property. My family has been developing properties for many years. That's, I guess, a natural interest of mine. At the same time, I was bitten by the entrepreneurial bugs, having worked with so many of these people who started companies.
Okay.
And so I decided to start my own company, and that's when I moved to Indonesia. Why Indonesia? I guess Singapore at that time, it was a small market. China was too far away. I had no relevance to Malaysia or Thailand. Indonesia, through high school, university, I have many friends and contacts that I thought would be useful. And that's when I decided to move to Indonesia to start up a business, and a business in property. It was a small consulting company that I started with two of my co-founders.
That was back in 2004.
2004.
Okay.
And that's after 2 years and 3 years, we consulted with various parties, and I realized that, you know, without any formal training, a lot of my work was learning by doing, and I realized that there has to be a faster way to pick up the skill sets required to be successful in real estate, and that's when I left Indonesia. I joined a big developer in Singapore, also government-owned, CapitaLand.
CapitaLand, okay.
I spent 3 years there.
All right.
And
What do you do there?
I was working in the Middle East. It was more of a overview of a development rather than a specific scope of development. You know, overseeing an entire development process from land acquisition to, you know, to development to leasing. It was basically a mixed-use project in Bahrain that I was working on. I think it's always good to be general when you start off. After 3 years, I realized that we had to be specific. I had to be specific. And that's when I left and joined a private equity fund, Prudential. It's a real estate investment management company that invests in real estate across the world. One of the biggest investors with over $40 billion under management. And in that company, I focus very much solely on investments, so finding the right opportunities and investing. I was there for close to 5 years, and in 2013, end of 2013, I moved to Indonesia to start Brewin Mesa.
So how do you feel back here?
Great. I think that, you know, in hindsight, even though I spent 2 years back in 2004 in Indonesia, I think that, and I was very young, I was 24 at that time, and you know, if it wasn't for that 2 years, I don't think that I would be back here then, now. So I think that the exposure, the experience of those 2 years was very fundamental in me deciding to come here to start my first company.
Okay.
Yeah.
So welcome once again.
Thank you.
So
yeah.
right now, you as a CEO of Brewin Mesa, I mean, it's a different ball game, in my opinion. So, we'll talk about your project.
Sure.
Sure. As I mentioned, that you're going to launch your new project, the Lana at Alam Sutera. Do you see this as your prime, as a prime of your career?
I wouldn't say that it is the prime, because it's a startup company. It's our first project, and obviously I would hope that it would grow and that we would do more projects. So is it my prime? I would hope not, and I would hope that my prime would be, when I have 10 projects,
All right.
10 years from now.
All right.
But I would say that it is definitely one of the most exciting times. It is always exciting to start something of your own. And it is also a very critical time and challenging time, because there is great importance as this first project, for us to get it right. So critical in a sense that we want to be 100% focused in making sure that this project is done successfully.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll take a short break. So don't go away. Property Smartalk will be back.
Introducing the Lana, a well-balanced luxurious apartment project by an award-winning architect, Andrew Bromberg of ADAS, offering you the finest in life. Crafted for you, who loves to think and create. Designed for you and for your loved ones with abundant facilities. Located in the most premium precinct of Alam Sutera, a well-balanced living space. The Lana, imagined for you by Brewin Mesa and Shenning.
Still with me, Property Smartalk with Ronny Wuisan. Bill, PT Brewin Mesa Sutera as a property developer. What is this all about? Can you tell us briefly?
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. So PT Brewin Mesa Sutera is a new company that we set up specifically for this project, the Lana. So it's one project, one company. It is a joint venture between Brewin Mesa and Shenning. Shenning is an investment company investing in real estate across Asia. Brewin Mesa, on the other hand, is a company that I set up together with our partner. It is actually a joint venture between two families, my family, the Cheng family, and the Kui family.
Okay.
These two families, as you said in your introduction, has been developing real estate for many years.
Many years.
My family owns a company called Wing Tai. Wing Tai Asia, we've been operating across Asia, developing real estate for many, many years. It's a 50-year-old company. We have developed over 100 real estate projects in Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, China. We're known to develop well-designed, well-built residential projects, and people recognize us for that. Pontiac land is owned by the Kui family, our partner, and they're known mostly in the last 20 years as a hotelier. So they own some of the most prime hotels in Singapore, the Regent, Conrad, Ritz-Carlton, the Capella, and they own grade A offices, and they also have a lot of residential projects. Again, being a hotelier, they're known to invest a lot in quality, in construction, and in design.
Okay.
So in that sense, the principles and the values of both families are very much aligned. And that's when, back in 2013, me and my partner decided to say to start up a company focused in Indonesia. Brewin Mesa will focus on initially in the Jakarta market. I think we have to be focused. It would focus in residential projects, which is our forte. I think selectively we can look at other sectors, commercial properties like office or hotels, but I think that the initial focus would be in the residential space. how we intend to differentiate ourselves is very much how Wing Tai and Pontiac has differentiated itself, is to build well-designed, well-conceived, well-built quality developments.
Okay, so listening to your explanation just now that Brewin Mesa is founded by two companies, Wing Tai of Asia and also Pontiac Land, that have many years combining, many years, and then many projects across Asia Pacific,
Yes.
different products. So
Yes.
what do you think you can contribute to the national property industry? Taking your experience, both companies' experience, and in terms of building so many projects like that.
Well, I think that being exposed to residential development overseas, what we hope to bring into Indonesia is some of the best practices that we've seen in other markets, and we hope to bring in some international development trends, new trends in real estate development, whether it be in design, whether it be in sustainability, green building, and also construction methodology, branding, marketing. I think that there's a lot that we can learn from overseas developers. Having said that, how does that contribute? Well, I think that if we can conceive a building properly and build a building that is differentiated and that our buyers recognize to be better than our competitors, they would naturally be attracted to our project.
Okay.
And I think that for our competitors, if they want to remain competitive, then they better buck up. So they start building properly, better, to try to match us. And if everyone starts building better, then you have a better industry in general, and you have better buildings in general.
You start to lift up the benchmark.
You start to lift up the benchmark.
Okay.
Having said that, I should note that you can't just import everything from overseas. I think that a good developer will be very, very conscious about local tastes and demands, and be very conscious about what works in Indonesia in terms of a real estate project. So I think that fusing international development trends with local tastes and demands and local ways of doing things, I think that if you can do that properly, that would probably be most successful.
Okay, so you certainly have so much experience on the international front. Your family and also both family has proven track record already in delivering so many projects already. You also mentioned about understanding local cultures, local tastes is important in combining both of them.
Yes.
So how do you do that in practice? Do you have anybody on your side, the management side, or do you employ consultants to give you the feedback? Because certainly back in 2004, you were here. After we are right now in 2016, we're talking about 12 years.
Yes.
We move on. There's so much
Yes.
things going on in Indonesia.
Yes.
So how do you do that?
Yes, I think that it is learning on the job, putting an effort to visit as many projects as possible, talking to as many people as possible, consultants, other developers. I have a lot of friends, good friends who are developers. Some of them are my mentors. Some of them are much older than me and much more experienced than me. Visiting show flats and talking to even consultants, I would say that they are great help because they are so plugged into the market. So from all this discussion, you come to your own view on what works and what doesn't work.
Okay, so you show that you blend to the local people,
Yes.
talking to a lot of them and get input and information
definitely,
from there.
Yes.
So how do you think Indonesia taste is so much different than the one in Singapore?
Well, I think that there are, I can give you specific examples. When we conceived our project, we had grand ambitions, and we had a 50-meter pool on the roof of our building, which looked really cool.
In here?
In Alam Sutera.
In Alam Sutera, okay.
And it pained me to eventually take it away.
Okay.
And we don't have a 50-meter pool on our 38th floor anymore. And
Okay.
why? It's because it costs us a lot more to build.
Yeah.
But will it be appreciated by residents in Tangerang?
Okay.
Would they feel that it is too hot to be up there, to be in a pool on the 38th floor? And would they rather to take the pool away and have 1 juta in savings in their purchase price? And I think the answer would be yes.
Okay.
There are also many other very important, they're small but important local customs, like the concept of satay, right? Which you build a house at the end of the road, it's bad for feng shui, and that's very, very Indonesian.
Okay.
Would you build a building full of, would you have the number 4 or 14 or 24 in the building? The answer is not. So a lot of these are local tastes and traditions that we learn and we pick up.
Bill, we'll take a short break. We'll be coming back. Property Smartalk will be coming back with the Lana at Alam Sutera.
Introducing The Lana, a well-balanced luxurious apartment project by an award-winning architect, Andrew Bromberg of ADAS, offering you the finest in life. Crafted for you, who loves to think and create. Designed for you and for your loved ones with abundant facilities. Located in the most premium precinct of Alam Sutera, a well-balanced living space. The Lana, imagined for you by Brewin Mesa and Shenning.
Still with me, Property Smartalk with Ronny Wuisan. Bill, let's talk about your project, your first project, the Lana at Alam Sutera. What is this project?
Sure. So as I mentioned, the Lana is an apartment project. It is located in Alam Sutera. It consists of 2 towers, about 38 stories each, 495 units, consisting of 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms. We think that the design of our project is special. The architect is a person named Andrew Bromberg, who is the lead architect for ADAS, which ADAS is a global architecture firm, one of the largest in the world. So the building has a very, very interesting design. We conceived it to be differentiated in many ways. One of the main ways is the number of facilities that we have in the project. I think that compared to even a lot of projects in Jakarta, in DKI Jakarta, we would have facilities that is quite above the average. We have a 50-meter pool. We have multiple common facilities, a large gym, sky gardens, sky terraces. We have library. We have conference rooms, children's facilities for the families. I think that is a way we differentiate from other projects, because we feel that, well, the way we position this project is for the end user. And I think that as end users, you would want all these amenities for your families and your children.
Okay.
Location-wise, we think that this project is located in one of the most prime locations in Alam Sutera. It is within walking distance to Mall Alam Sutera. So in a way, it's just like a mixed-use development, because you walk 3 minutes and you have a host of different facilities and amenities.
It's a big mall over there.
There's a huge mall there. There's a department store. There's Sogo there. It is opposite Binus. It's close to IKEA.
Okay.
And I think that yeah. So that's our project.
Okay, you give a lot of thoughts to this project.
Yes.
I mean, certainly interesting that you all the facilities you mentioned.
Yes.
That it's more than what the average condominium in Jakarta is trying to offer.
Yes.
So, Bill, this is the most intriguing questions to many people. You come here, international, with your international backgrounds, and then backed by 2 families with a lot of exposures on many projects. But why do you choose Alam Sutera?
Yeah, Alam Sutera, our original intention was to find a project in DKI Jakarta. But I think that finding the right piece of land that is ready to build was always not easy. I think that Alam Sutera, on the other hand, as part of a township. It is a township.
It is a
It is a
township.
township, but it is one of the townships that is, I guess, closest to Jakarta.
Yeah.
It's only 17 kilometers, so without traffic, you can get there in about 25 minutes. It's about 10 minutes from Puri Indah. So I think that within Alam Sutera, the township is well maintained, well planned. It is green, it is clean, security is good, and all these are aspects of the township that we like a lot. On the other hand, it is very accessible to Jakarta. We see it as a natural extension of West Jakarta. So as I mentioned, our target market very much are end users. So we feel that there are a lot of potential buyers, for example, in West Jakarta, if you are a parent and you want to buy an apartment for your children close by to you, you can't afford Puri Indah because it's too expensive, then the next most natural...
So it's becoming an alternative.
It's alternative because it's only 10 minutes away. So that's one of our target audiences, end users, and I would say that it would not just be West Jakarta, but we would target people in Tangerang, people who has houses in Alam Sutera.
It's a growing market over there in Tangerang,
and even to North Jakarta and South Jakarta.
Okay, because we all know that there is a highway that connects west part of Jakarta and also Tangerang to the southern part of Jakarta through the Johor West. So certainly, you are targeting basically not only the people in Tangerang, but also on the west part of Tangerang, west of Jakarta, Karawaci, and the rest. So very interesting. Bill, I have the data in here. There are currently 12, maybe more projects right now in Alam Sutera. More to come, not to mention projects that it's outside of Alam Sutera. A lot of people, to the layman people perspective, a lot of people thought it is probably oversupplied. Now the question is that, is it your thought? What is your view on here? Do you believe that Alam Sutera is
in an oversupply
situation, or should be the other way around?
Well, I think in general, actually there is an undersupply of residential property in Indonesia.
In general,
it
is. It makes sense because the government said there is a backlog.
There's a backlog of millions of housing.
It is.
But I think that a lot of that is focused on the mass market, the lower segment, the lower end segment of the market. But as you know, a market consists of many segments, and it's really a triangle. So you would have the mass market at the bottom, and there's millions demand from millions of people. But as you go up, the number of the demand drops, but there's still demand for various segments of the market. So I think that yes, there are 12 projects in Alam Sutera, and I think that yes, especially in a time like this where we are probably, we haven't seen a market as bad as this for many, many years, there will be unsold units. But I think that over time, there will be demand, even if
they will come back.
It will come back in a mid-market. I think very important to note that, out of the 12 projects, we actually don't see ourselves as competing with the majority of those projects. The majority of those projects are targeted at the mid-end and smaller units, 30 square meters, 50 square meters. We would have 50 square meter units as well, but that would be our smallest one-bedroom units. We have 2-bedroom units that are 70 square meters, 100 square meters, 125 for 3 bedrooms, and 145 for 3-bedroom plus. Our specifications.
So you cater more on the family side.
On the family side, our specifications are more is higher end. We have marble, we have high quality sanitary ware. And so I think that very much we focus on the high end segment of the market, and I think that we only see ourselves as competing with one project there, which is Saumata. But even then, we differentiate from them by reducing our unit sizes so that we are not as big as their units, so it's a little bit more affordable for our buyers.
Interesting. We'll be coming back. Don't go away. Property Smartalk will be back.
Introducing the Lana, a well-balanced luxurious apartment project by an award-winning architect, Andrew Bromberg of ADAS, offering you the finest in life. Crafted for you, who loves to think and create. Designed for you and for your loved ones with abundant facilities. Located in the most premium precinct of Alam Sutera, a well-balanced living space. The Lana, imagined for you by Brewin Mesa and Shenning.
Still with me, Property Smartalk with Ronny Wuisan. Bill, Indonesian people, the local people still prefer landed house comparing to the apartment. But they realize that the landed is getting more expensive in Indonesia.
Yes.
I mean, from your perspective, you live in Singapore, where land is also expensive. Do you think city like Indonesia or Surabaya, the main city, the primary city or secondary city in Indonesia, will be more like Singapore or Hong Kong, where people have to accept they will have to live in Jakarta in order for them to stay within the central business district? Or do you see that it's just a matter of a short-term trend?
I think that is inevitable as land prices go up, that we can only build up. As land gets more scarce, as the city gets more congested, we would have to build up. KLBs would have to increase.
Yep.
And we're even seeing that in Singapore now. As we master plan the city, KLBs and plot ratios would actually increase. And that's for the specific reason that land will always be getting more and more scarce as the population increases. So yes, I do think that is apartments are here to stay. I think why Indonesians previously or historically has preferred land more is because
Land is so much
no,
available. All over.
It's available, but you can also touch and feel it. You can also touch and feel land. You can actually have a land title, and to them that's valuable. And they were never very familiar and used to the strata title concept. So apartments has been actually a very recent phenomenon.
10 years?
10 years, 15 years. But I think that over time, as the concept of strata title becomes a norm, people will never even question and say that this is a very, very normal title, like it is in Singapore. And there is value in a strata title. And I think that if more and more people get past that concept or get used to that concept, then they would see that there are a lot of benefits living in apartments, not just because of pricing, but because of the benefits, the convenience, the security, the views, the amenities that apartments offers buyers.
Part of the lifestyle also.
Part of the lifestyle as well.
Okay. So, Bill, you have a lot of, once again, you have a lot of exposure on the international property, international market. You're coming from Singapore, where the city is well managed, well structured.
Yes.
Now, Indonesia is very much lag behind on this. Where do you think we lag behind in terms of the way we run things and then developing so-called a city, the right city?
Sure. I think that you're talking about the built environment, and I'm sure you've traveled. So when you compare Jakarta to a city like Sydney or a city like San Francisco or Tokyo or London, which one would you say is a nicer built environment? So the built environment consists of, I think, a macro environment and a micro environment. Macro meaning the city planning. And I think that's one thing that Indonesia is lacking. There's no city planning here. There's an urban guideline that has not been enforced until recently when Jokowi has come into power. So I think that's a good change where a park, a space, area in the city zone for a park would actually be built, not an office building. And I think that's very, very important to have urban planning, more parks, more public facilities, and integrate it into public transportation systems like the MRT, and all of that is coming. And so I think that yes, It's a very messy city now, but that would improve over time.
So do you see that we are on the right track
I
right
think we're on
now?
the track,
Although
right-
there are a
right
lot,
track.
still a lot of things that needs to be done.
Yes, and then micro, by when I say micro, sorry, I mentioned the city planning, but I think that developers also have, when micro built environment, that's what developers build, the actual building, and I think that they have a role to play as well to build good quality buildings so that they, when 10 years later, they remain standing and it still looks nice. I think that's very, very important.
And then, and do you apply that all the guidance and the principle and the disciplines to the Lana at Alam Sutera?
Yeah, I think so. That's our guiding principle. I think that for long-term value, if you build a building well, you invest slightly more into its construction, value will be retained. You have better quality marble instead of ceramic tiles. 10 years later, the value will retain. It stays. And
Okay.
that's our way of, that's our offering to our buyers.
Okay. So, Brewin Mesa with the Lana at Alam Sutera, you mentioned is going after, I mean, the project is very much on the middle up class.
Yes.
Are you going to be consistent on targeting this market, or any possibility in the future, or maybe you have already in the drawing plan to go into a mass condominium project or mass property project?
Oh, you're mentioning, you're talking about a project, the project after Alam Sutera.
Yes.
Well, I think that Alam Sutera in itself was, you know, it's a high-end project, and I think it's already a very, very big project. I think that we would never want to compete on scale. I don't think that we can. My ambitions is to be to compete against the bigger developers like Lippo or Agung Sedayu. But we want to be the best developer. We want to compete against them by being a good developer, delivering good quality.
More on the quality, I guess.
On the quality. So that's a big. The Lana is a big project already, and I don't think that we'll go bigger than that.
Okay.
The next thing is that we'll probably also look for a project next in the city of Jakarta rather than Jabodetabek.
Okay.
So that's probably our plan moving forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the Lana will be your first stop.
Exactly.
Okay. We'll be coming back. Property Smartalk, still with me, Ronny Wuisan.
Introducing The Lana, a well-balanced luxurious apartment project by an award-winning architect, Andrew Bromberg of ADAS, offering you the finest in life. Crafted for you, who loves to think and create. Designed for you and for your loved ones with abundant facilities. Located in the most premium precinct of Alam Sutera, a well-balanced living space. The Lana, imagined for you by Brewin Mesa and Shenning.
Still with me, Ronny Wuisan at Property Smartalk. Bill, you launched the Lana at Alam Sutera at a very challenging time. What is your sales and marketing strategy?
I think that sales and marketing for a developer beyond project management, beyond construction management, is the most important part of a developer's scope. Has to get it right. So for us, it's even before sales and marketing, we want to make sure we get the product right.
Okay.
So the unit mix, the unit sizes, and we've spent a lot of time and effort in ensuring that, you know, whatever we build will be well accepted by the market, and there is a demand for our units. The second part of that is obviously planning the project in terms of the design, the amenities, and differentiating it. So I think that a key part of our sales and marketing is to be able to deliver this message to our buyers, that our project is differentiated from our competitors. Our project offers more.
How do you plan to do that?
And so I think that A&P, advertising and promotions, is very, very important.
Okay.
So in the coming months, we will be ramping up on our marketing and our promotions to really get the word out in the market.
Okay.
I think that we can't do this alone. We are closely assessing who are the best agents that can help us, the best coordinating agents that would be able to help us sell. I think it's very much a partnership, and you have to find the good agents who truly believe in your project, in your product, and who would be able to communicate, our benefits to our buyers. So that's very, very key. We are now spending time to finish up our marketing gallery. We have not launched.
Okay.
We'll launch when our marketing gallery is almost complete, so that
When will it be ready?
it'll probably be ready in early to mid-September.
Okay.
So we will launch after mid-September, towards the end of September.
Okay.
So with the marketing gallery, which is going to be on our site, we have 2 show units in there.
Okay.
Buyers would be able to see, really touch and feel, and see, how our project is different.
Okay. Great.
And finally, I think that we are also thinking of different strategies to make our project more attractive to our buyers financially. So we're looking at very attractive payment plans that would just make the monthly payments for our buyers a lot more affordable.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense
Yes.
at this moment. Bill, Indonesia GDP at the end of 2016, will likely be at 5.3%, second
Yes.
highest after Philippines. But property is still under a lot of pressures. What do you
Yes.
think? What do you think is going on?
Sure. I think that not just the property market has slowed. I think the overall economy has slowed over the last 2 years. It's almost a perfect storm when the export market has been hit. It's a commodities export market.
Yeah.
So that has slowed. For a long time, there's no government spending. There was no foreign investment.
Yep.
Domestic demand dropped, and so it was a perfect storm. And so all industries has been affected. But why the property market you feel it so much is because it's also enjoyed many years of spectacular growth.
Indeed.
So when you're actually dropping from such a high point to a low point, then you really feel the effects. But I think that the government the Jokowi administration has put a lot of effort in trying to improve the market, and you're seeing that. Government spending on infrastructure projects has kickstart. They are reforming a lot of foreign investment laws to attract foreign investments. The tax amnesty should be of great help to the economy and definitely to property. So I think that with all these different measures, I hope that next year we would see a stronger market. So when we launch at this end of the year, the message that we want to give our buyers is buy now, because the market may improve and you may miss the train.
It is indeed. Yeah. But still, second semester, a lot of people say that it remains challenging.
Yes.
Tax amnesty is coming.
Yes.
So a lot of people, including the government, is expecting a lot on this. But however, one should not forget that the tax amnesty will only take effect on the 2017. Yeah. So my question before we go to the last break is that the second semester, which is when, in my opinion, you will launch your project. You mentioned that you will launch your projects at the end of September after you complete the gallery.
Yes.
So what do you plan to do? From now on until that moment. I heard that you'll be using broker community also.
Yes.
To help you market this project.
Yes. Yes. So I think that in August we would likely start expression of interest process. I believe you call it an NUP.
Okay.
We will call it expression of interest.
When do you plan to do that?
And that would be end of August.
Okay.
And that would last for a month and a half.
All right.
Taking us up to 2 months, taking
Okay.
us up to end September to
Okay.
early October, and that's
Okay.
when we intend to launch our project
Okay.
and convert some of these NUPs to sales.
Okay.
So that's our timeline. At the same time, as I mentioned, we are finishing up our marketing gallery, and we are very soon to start site works as well.
Okay.
So construction on site, you will be seeing construction activity on site
Okay.
in the next couple of months as well, which would, I think, give some confidence to buyers, which I think it's important as well.
So very hectic schedule for
Very
you,
hectic,
yeah?
very
Okay,
hectic.
we'll be coming back. Property Smartalk will be coming back. Don't go away. Thank you.
Introducing the Lana, a well-balanced luxurious apartment project by an award-winning architect, Andrew Bromberg of ADAS, offering you the finest in life. Crafted for you, who loves to think and create. Designed for you and for your loved ones with abundant facilities. Located in the most premium precinct of Alam Sutera, a well-balanced living space. The Lana, imagined for you by Brewin Mesa and Channing.
Still with me, Ronny Wuisan at Property Smartalk. Bill, will come to the last part of our talk show. Bill, you have a beautiful condominium project launched very soon, the Lana at Alam Sutera. You have your marketing gallery coming in September, that when you will launch this project officially to the public. So you will use broker, I mentioned in Abi. I'd like to go more in detail about that. Bill, you mentioned that your project is different compared to the 12 or 16 projects right now in Alam Sutera, because you emphasize a lot on having to give the facilities and amenities to the end users. Can you wrap up once again that how you're going to combine all these things, and then comes up to the keyword that you are really truly different?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I think that there isn't probably one way I can summarize that we're different. There's a whole host of different factors. Let me go through them. I think that our location within Alam Sutera, I think, is very, very prime. It's close to the toll road.
All the facilities?
It's very close to the mall.
The mall?
It is in the future CBD of Jakarta. So in terms of value, I think that in years to come, the whole CBD of Alam Sutera will be built up, and you'll be smack in the middle of it. And that's when you can hope to see capital appreciation.
Okay.
I think that our unit mix was conceived to ensure that there's a wide range of options available to our buyers. So we have 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, and larger 3 bedrooms. We call them 3-bedroom pluses, that are all of very good size, very livable size, but not too big. You know, I think that, again, we want people to live, to be able to live in our units. So we want to make sure that that they are generous. So 1 bedrooms are 50 square meters, but not too big, not too small, and so on. And I think that beyond that, once our buyers and the agents see our layouts, they would really see that a lot of thought has been put into our layouts of our units to ensure that they are efficient, they're usable, they make sense, and they're spacious.
Okay.
So that's very key. I think our materials that we use is above and beyond a lot of our competitors. We use imported marble. We have a high quality sanitary ware. We have good quality closets, kitchen systems from branded. And we have very unique architecture, and we have abundant facilities.
Okay.
This project has been conceived by a developer who is passionate about real estate. We've put together a very strong project team of local and international consultants. So I think that buyers have a lot to look forward to with the Lana.
All right, all right. And all those things will be shown in your marketing gallery in September.
Exactly.
Okay, good. Let's talk about the broker. You mentioned that you'll be using some brokers, property brokers, to help you market and sell these projects in the form of NUP.
Yes.
So, I mean, how is the preparation stage at this moment?
Good, good. I think that we want to identify. They're not just our agencies; they are our partners. So we're closely looking at who the right ones are.
They're watching right now, in fact.
Yes, So we'll work with probably 4 or 5, and covering a good geographic spread.
All right.
So some in Tangerang, some in Jakarta, some in West Jakarta to really cover the market.
So you will concentrate your sales and marketing activities in Jabodetabek first, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Any possibility you'll be going to the secondary city or third
I
tier
think
city?
for this, well, I wouldn't be too fast to say no, but I think right now our plans, at least for the initial phase, is to focus on Jakarta for the moment.
Okay, okay. Bill, despite the current tough economic situation, although the government is introducing a lot of programs and practices to help property business and also other business in general, do you remain bullish with Indonesian market, particularly the property industry?
Sure. I think I would say definitely so. I think the real estate market, the property market, is in a temporary, I wouldn't say downturn because prices has not correct, but it's taking a breather, which I think is healthy for the market.
Yep.
It's just not
Correction, basically.
It's not a correction because prices has not corrected, but obviously sales has slowed to almost a standstill.
Okay.
So I'd call it a breather. And I think that's healthy for the market because I think that it's unsustainable for prices to carry on rising the way it has risen. I think that the way that the Jakarta administration is enforcing strict planning and guidelines, I think is healthy for the market. That would normalize pricing, land pricing, which would be pegged to eventually what you can build on it.
Okay.
I think that with developers being more responsible developers, building better real estate, there will be a evening out of the market, which I think is healthy.
Okay.
So with the improving economy, I think that the market will continue improving. As a economy and a market in a country in general, I think that I'm definitely very, very bullish. I think Indonesia is a shining star in Southeast Asia. It's Jakarta and other Indonesian cities will become mega cities. It has a very, very favorable demographic with a very young and large population. And I think that there's conscious efforts by the government to ensure that measures are put in place to ensure sustainable growth for the economy. So yes, I think that I'm very, very bullish with the Indonesian economy. And of course, the Indonesian people are always very, very good people. They're very, very kind and they're very, very hospitable, making it very, very welcoming for me to be in the city.
All right. So okay, once again, I mean, you remain bullish with the economy, then the Lana. We wish you all the best.
Thank
the
you.
Lana will be launched very soon. The broker is ready. The marketing gallery is ready. So I wish nothing but the best for you and Brewin Mesa and the Lana.
Thank you.
That's all for today's session, Property Smartalk with Bill Cheng, President Director of Brewin Mesa. See you again.
Introducing the Lana, a well-balanced luxurious apartment project by an award-winning architect, Andrew Bromberg of ADAS, offering you the finest in life. Crafted for you, who loves to think and create. Designed for you and for your loved ones with abundant facilities. Located in the most premium precinct of Alam Sutera, a well-balanced living space. The Lana, imagined for you by Brewin Mesa and Shenning.